Hello everyone, welcome to BABUSIRS tutorials. In today's video, I will be solving a science paper from Cambridge Lower Secondary. This is for grade 8 students. Before solving any question, I will explain the concepts for better understanding. So this is question number 1. The diagram shows one organ system in the human body. So this entire organ system is nothing but the excretory system. Now what does the excretory system do? It will remove waste products. From blood. So blood will enter by a pipe called renal artery. Now this blood will go to the kidney for filtration. Filtration means removal of waste products. After filtration, blood will return back and go to the entire body by renal vein. Now whatever is the waste products will enter this pipe called ureter. So what is the waste products? Waste product is nothing but the nitrogen. Nitrogenous waste. This will collect in the urinary bladder. In the form of urine. And this will be excreted out by the urethra. So I have explained the entire process so that if you get any other questions, you can explain everything. So in this question, what questions are asked? Circle the name of the organ system. So this is the excretory system, which already I have explained it here. Now the next is, what is the function of the organ X? So you can see this organ X, and the function is what? It is filtration. So I'll write here filtration. Filtration of what? Blood. Write down the name of the function of the organ Y. So this is the organ Y. So you can see the name, it is written here. It is the urinary bladder. And what does it do? It stores urine. Any other question you get, you can use this entire diagram and answer any of the questions. Now question number 2. There is an investigation of the reaction between sodium sulfate. So I'll just write the equation here, not required it is. That is Na2SO4. This is sodium sulfate. the reaction of sodium sulfate with barium chloride. So barium chloride is BaCl. So what do we get first with the last one? So you will get NaCl plus this first with this last one, that is BaSO4, that is barium sulfate. So we'll be getting these two things and everything is written here. So I have just written the equation. But why this experiment is conducted? This experiment is conducted, she wants to find out the mass of the reactant is equal to the mass of the product. That means whatever mass is before the reaction will be equal to whatever mass will be after the reaction. So whatever mass is before the reaction can be measured here. And see, it is written here that records the total mass of the flask, test tube and the reactants before the mixture. So you can record the entire mass here. That is the mass of the test tube, everything. Second is after the reaction is over. So it is told that record the total mass of the products. So after the reaction is over, this is after. So again you can record everything here. So what will happen is once you find before and after, the entire mass will be same, because according to laws it is told that before the reaction and after the reaction the masses will be same. So that is what we have to check, but as we know the masses will be same. So first question is predict what happens to the mass. So it is very simple that the mass does not change. Second question is, it is important that the flask is totally covered, no? Does not let any liquid out, does not any gas out, nothing. So why it is done? So it is done because some mass might be lost because of evaporation or something. So entire circuit is closed. So this is done because there should be no mass lost. So that is why the entire circuit is closed, because we want to measure the mass before and after. So if anything is open, anything can evaporate or anything can be lost. Last question is, which two compounds in the table shows 3 elements? So if we see the first one, we can see here it is only 2 elements, that is Ba, and the second element is Cl. So this is 1 and 1, 2. But if we see the second one, this is 1 Ba, then sulfur is 1 more, oxygen is 1 more. So here you can see Ba, then you can see S, and then you can see O. So this total is 3. If you see NaCl, then here again it is Na and Cl, again it is 2, but you want 3. So if you check the last one again, it is Na, then you are having S again, and then you are having O also. So this one has 3 and this one has 3. So you are asked that which element contains 3 elements. So you can write BaSO4 contains 3 and Na2SO4. Now these contains 3, which is written here and which is written here. Now this is question number 3, which relates to energy in and energy out. So in a television, you can see energy is coming in. So in a television, if you see, so you get electrical energy in. And the same electrical energy is used as sound, light, and thermal means heat. So your television becomes hot also. So same energy is transformed into light, then it is transformed into sound, and then it is transformed into thermal energy. So if you see, in and out must be same. So in is 100, 100 is equal to 60 in the form of light plus 25 in the form of sound plus thermal. So here if you calculate, you will get, here will be 15. So 100 is equal to 60 plus 25 plus 15. So 15 is your thermal energy. Similarly, if you see a car engine uses chemical energy, and that will be transformed to movement energy, that means motion. Then it will be transformed to sound energy. Then it will be transformed to thermal energy. So energy in will be equal to energy out. So car energy in is how much? 100. So whatever chemical energy you are getting in the car will be transformed to motion, will be transformed to second part, that as you have seen above, it is sound. Now how much is sound, that you have to calculate. And third, it is transformed to thermal. So if you calculate, 100 is equal to 10 plus sound, that you have to calculate, plus 50. So 10, 50 is 60. So sound is how much? 40. So here we'll put sound is how much? 40 joules. The next question is electric motor. Same thing. Electric motor changes electric energy into same moment. Second is sound and third is thermal. So here if you see, electric motor in is how much? 100 joules. This will be converted into moment. Then something will be converted into sound and remaining will be converted into thermal. So here it is same. 100 is equal to the movement part plus 12 is sound and 10 is thermal. So here if you subtract 100 with 22, you will get around 78. So 78 joules is movement. So like this theory explains whatever energy comes in, same energy will go out. Now question number 4. Scientists think that collision of a large asteroid with the Earth, that means if this is the Earth, something asteroid must have come and collided with the Earth. Now because of this, what might happen? A big dust cloud will be formed. Now because of this dust cloud, sunlight will be obstructed. Now if sunlight is obstructed, it will affect photosynthesis. Now if photosynthesis is affected, then plants will die. Now if plants will die, for animal, plant is the source of food, so animals will die. Now this is the first effect. Now the second effect is might be because of heat. The combustion will increase. If combustion will increase, there will be more CO2. Now CO2, as you see, is a greenhouse gas. Now greenhouse gas will trap heat. Because heat will be trapped, temperature will increase. Now because temperature will increase, ice in polar regions will melt. Then there will be increase in sea level. Because of increase in sea level, the land near the sea will drown. Then there might be climate change also. So these are the effects of the collision. Now you can see question number 5. During the history of the earth, there has been several mass extinctions. That means many of the animals must have died. So there is a graph showing, you can see here how many extinctions have happened. So A, you can see the extinction is around 30. B, you can see extinction is around 25. C, you can see the highest number of extinctions, that might be around 52. D also you can see it is around 30. And E might be something 32, something like that. So this is the number of years. If you see A, it is around 450 years. If you see B, it is around between 400 and 350. And C, if you see, it is around 250 million years ago. D, if you see, it is around 200. E, if you see, it is around 75. So they have shown different millions of years ago and how many species have died at every point of time, and all the values I have written there. So question 1 is, which mass extinction is the highest? So you can see the highest one is at C. So you can just write C. Complete the sentence. During mass extinction of 450 million years ago. So when you check 450 million, you can see it is how much? It is around 30. So nothing must have survived till now. So right now it is 0. During mass extinction of 450 million years ago, dash percent species have gone. So 30 was there, so 30% species have gone. Next is mass extinction B, mostly affected species living in the sea. So this part has affected the sea. Animals and plants living on land were not affected. So there is no problem in the land. So the problem is there in the sea. Now what happened in the sea? One environment change in the sea Now what happened that there was extension. So if you see what happened in the sea is, might be the sea temperature has increased or decreased. So you can see sea temperature might be it has increased, which has caused extension, or it has decreased, or you can see the sea must have dried up. So these are the only causes in the sea which might cause extinction. Now we'll go on to question number 6. Look at the diagram of the structure of sodium chloride. So here you can see plus and minus. So the plus one is sodium and the minus one is chlorine. Now they have joined and formed a compound. So Na is plus, so it is called positive ion. And Cl is minus, so it is called negative ion. So when we see bonding of positive and negative ion, it is called ionic bond. Now what is the meaning of ionic? Ionic is something which is having charge. So charge can be positive or negative. So we'll start with the questions. What is the name of the charged particle in the structure? So anything which is having a charge is called ions. Second is, what is the type of bonding? So I have told you, if negative and positive, they make a bond, so you call it a ionic bond. Explain, how can you tell? So you can tell because positive ions and negative ions, they will attract each other. So this is the question of ionic bond. Next part we'll start with, I think so, this is thermal energy. Question number 7. Carlos and Mike investigates which material is best. So material used is here. So I'll shade this part. So you will be using some material here in reducing thermal transfer. So something will be hot here. So you don't want that hot to go out. So you don't want this. So you will put some material in this blue section so that the heat won't transfer out by conduction. Conduction is by transfer from one material to another. So what they are doing is, they are measuring the change of temperature after 5 minutes. That means, suppose if this hot is around, suppose 100 degree, suppose, then after 500 they are measuring how much it is. So it might be 99, or it might be 95, or it might be 80, whatever it is. And they are doing this experiment 5 times using different materials. So if you use a good material here, then heat might not go out. So they are testing the material. So they are putting boiling water and they are testing after every 5 minutes how much heat is lost. So if the material is good, then it will not allow the heat to transfer outside. So let's see question number 1. Write down one variable they must control during the investigation. So what they must control, they are just changing the material, nothing else. So I think so they will always check the thickness of the material. So it must not happen that some material they are using less or more. So whatever materials they will be using, they must use it in equivalent. Next question is, Carlos wants to use a thick glass container and Mike wants to use a thin copper container. So if you use glass container thick, so it will transfer less heat. But if you use a thin copper container, it will transfer more heat. Explain which container is best in use. So if you want to measure the transfer of heat, then this material is best. So what is best? Best is the thin copper. Now why it is best? Because it allows more heat to transfer. Because you want to check the amount of heat to be transferred. So if you use the thin copper, then you can check the transfer of heat more better. Now, Carlos writes a risk assessment for the investigation. A risk assessment means, suppose if you are using this experiment, you are using here boiling water. That is the only risk. Now suppose because of anything, the risk assessment is if the boiling water falls on you. Like if you are standing here, if it falls on you anywhere, then that is the only risk. So that you can call it a risk of scalding. Scalding means this process is called the risk of scalding, boiling water falling on you. So that is the only risk which might happen. Next is we are using different materials. So the best material is when the heat transfer is less. So if you see the first one, I think so the heat transfer is 55 minus 98 might be 43. Second one, if you see, it is 62 minus 97, it is around 35. Third one, if you see, it is 47 minus 99, it is around 52. D1, if you see, it is 73 minus 98, it is around 25. And E1, if you see, it is 66 minus 96, it is around 30. So I think so this is the best one where the heat loss is very less. That is the D part. Explain how can you tell. So here it is the smallest temperature drop. That is around 25. Remaining all are about 25. So you cannot use that. Now the next question. is question number 8. Now here you are studying about tectonic plates. So let's directly go to the questions. Describe why tectonic plates move. Now you can see if this is the earth here like this, then these are the plates of, you can call it the land plates. Now because there is movement like this, these are the movement due to there is liquid here, and these are conventional currents. So if the current is like this, these plates will move like this. If the current is inwards, then the plates will move. If it is like this, then the plates will move inwards, and they will move this way. And they can collide, and you can get an earthquake. You can get a tsunami. You can get a volcanic eruption. Or these two might converge and you might get a mountain also. So these are the possibilities because of movement of this liquid inside the earth, which might turn the tectonic plates apart, or it might bring it inside also. So we'll study the questions. Describe why tectonic plates move. So as we decided, it is because of conventional currents. Second is describe what happens when two tectonic plates collide. So I have written the answer here. You might get an earthquake, you might get a tsunami, or you might get a volcanic eruption. Let's move to question number 9. Plants need good supply of water. Water enters the plants through the roots. So if you take a plant like this, the water will enter through the roots. And the last part of the root is nothing but the root hair cell. From here the water will enter, and from here it will go up. So what is the question? Question is, which other substance enter the plant through the roots? So I think so. First is water, and second is the mineral part. Second question, in a green leaf, water reacts with carbon dioxide, so CO2 plus H2O with the help of light. Now I think so this is preparing food. So this process is called photosynthesis. So they are asking, what is the process? So it is very simple. The process is preparing food with the help of light. So the process is photosynthesis. The diagram shows palisade mesophyll. Name the structure in the palisade mesophylls where this process takes. So photosynthesis process is taken here. This is called the chloroplast. Next is water moves through the plant and evaporates. So any plant will absorb water, and from the leaf it will evaporate. So name this process. This process is called transpiration. Transpiration is loss of water. Now question number 10. Cephia investigates the reaction of calcium carbonate with hydrochloric acid. Now you can see both are here, calcium carbonate and hydrochloric acid. Now after this experiment, carbon dioxide is released and collected, and the volume has to be measured also. So what to do? Carbon dioxide will come from here. You can directly put in a syringe. That is the gas collecting syringe. Now how much gas will be produced in this syringe, and this is a measuring syringe. So you can also calculate the amount of gas. So let's check. Complete the diagram to show how Cephia collects. So Cephia will collect this via gas syringe. And how will she measure? The measurement will be here. So the amount of carbon dioxide can easily be measured. Now let's go to the next question. Cephia does 2 experiments. Now that means she is doing the same experiment, calcium carbonate and hydrochloric acid, and what will be produced? CO2. So first she is using 20 degrees and second she is using 40 degrees. So when she will use 40, you can see the curve is steep. That means the reaction is fast. At 40 degree. And second is at 20 degree. So I think this curve is 20 degree. So when you are using 20 degree, the reaction is slow. But if the reaction is fast or slow, the total gas, that is CO2, what will be produced? It will be produced the same. Only thing, it will be fast or slow. So if you see it here, it is around 80 centimeter cube. Only thing is, if you are using a high temperature, it will be produced fast. If you are using a low temperature, it will be produced slow. So let's see the questions. Write down the final volume of the gas. So final volume of the gas is 80. Either it is fast or slow, still it is 80 only. Second question. Cephia predicts the increase in temperature increases the rate of reaction. So you can see when it is 40, it was fast, and when it is 20, it was slow. So do the results support her prediction? Yes. Why? Because you can see the line at 40 degrees C is steeper. Steeper means it is, you can see this one. This is going more fast and it is steeper than the line at 20 degrees C. Now this is question number 11. This question is about calculating resistance. Now suppose if you forget the formula of resistance, you can just write we are Indians. So R is equal to V upon I. So current is I. So what is current? Current is around 0.25 A. And voltage they have given is 24. So if you divide 24 by 0.25, you will get 96. And the unit here is ohms. Ohms is the unit of resistance. Now another resistance is placed in a series. So if whenever you place one more resistance in a series, what will happen? The current is divided. So because of that, the current decreases. Now next question will go to question number 12. This question is about nebula. Now what is nebula? Nebula is nothing but dust, that is cosmic dust, and gases. Mostly these gases is hydrogen or it is helium. Now what happens if this will condense? You will get a star or you will get planet or you will get a planetary system. So let's check what are the different possibilities. Nebula contains dust, so that is true. Nebula only forms moon, so that is false. Nebula can form star also, and it can form planetary model. Nebula contains gases. Now that is right, because it contains helium and hydrogen. Next is nebula are areas where stars are formed. So you can see from nebula stars are formed. So this is also right. Now we'll go to the next question. Now the next question is about, there was a mammal who lived in a small island. So we'll take this small island and this entire thing is water. So this hero is staying here. And this island is not of great height. So it is only 3 meters. 3 meters is very low. So this mammal became extinct in 2019. So what might be the reason? So suppose if we take first reason might be a disease. But if you see it properly, there might be a rise in this water level because it might just sink this island, because the island is not of big height. So there might be an increase in sea level. And because of increase in sea level, that there might be flooding. And which might cause the animal to drown and die. So I think so this is one of the best answers, because the height is not that great. And second is you can put some disease has happened, or you can put there is some predator. Someone who is killing the animal, that is the mice. Now question number 14. Look at the information of two physical properties of group 1 element. So the first property is given melting point. So we just have to go down the line and check what is happening. So if we go from lithium to caesium, you can see the melting point is decreasing. and everywhere it is decreasing only. So describe the trend of the melting point. So you can write decreases. Now it is decreasing from lithium to caesium. So that is seen clearly. And the second point is the density. Now if you see the density, here it is increasing. And here only one time it is decreasing. Then again it is increasing and again it is increasing. So this one is having a problem. That is sodium, where it is showing a reverse effect. Which group 1 element does not follow? So as we have seen, so sodium doesn't follows. Now why it doesn't follows? Because everywhere it is increasing. So the trend is increasing from lithium to caesium. Now only one place add sodium to potassium. It is showing reverse effect. Now there is a next question, write one physical properties of group 1 element. So group 1 element all are metals. So you can just write the property of the metal. So you can write good conductor of heat, good conductor of electricity. Then you can write ductile. Then you can write soft also. So any one property you can write. With ductile you can write malleable also. Next is question number 15. Which of these theories are the current theories of formation of moon? You can directly mark this one, that a small planet has collided with the Earth and the moon was ejected during this collision. This is the best theory. With that, we end this paper.